lovelies, this is Sheree from Divine Visions. I'm bringing you a pick a card reading today regarding twin flame soulmates, and we're going to be looking at what you might expect over the next 6 months, what might be happening for you in your connection. So let's have a look. We've got 6 cards or 6 readings to choose from. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can choose more than one if you wish to. If you do choose one and it doesn't resonate with your situation at all, you are welcome to choose another one. And if there is a point in time where it just doesn't resonate at all, it just may not be a time for you to receive a message right now. So take a moment to focus on the cards and we'll see what happens for you guys. So if you chose reading number 1, we're going to have a look at these cards. I'm going to lay them all out today just to sort of get an idea as to what the messages are telling me. I feel like each card might direct me where I need to go, opposed to doing it in the past just one by one. So the first card we have is have faith, and there might be a feeling within yourselves right now of some kind of sadness or feeling alone, feeling that you've been left out in the cold, so to speak. We do have the 5 of Pentacles here, which can talk about that feeling alone, feeling that you're unsure or uncertain about where the future is going regarding a loved one, regarding your soulmate or twin flame. There's a reconciliation card here. So it does show that, to have faith because it looks like this is going to occur. We are looking at what is kind of unfolding in the next 6 months or so. So it's saying someone from your past is returning to your life. It could be that you're not in communication, seeing as this is the 5th chakra, the communication is reversed. So there may be, communication issues between the two of you, or it may just be that there's no contact whatsoever. But it's saying to have faith in this because it does look like something is going to progress in this connection regarding coming back together and having communication here. But in the meantime, you'll have to you'll have to be guided. I guess you will be guided in reaching out for others around you, your friends and stuff like that, so that you don't feel fully alone. It's talking about going within as well and seeking wisdom within yourself, seeking that higher guidance within yourself. And I know that in some cards, the tarot cards, when I have seen the 5 of Pentacles, it can show a person holding a lantern like this, and they're trying to guide themselves out of a situation. So there is definitely a feeling of loss, a feeling of being rejected in some way, a feeling of perhaps not feeling welcome in the connection, or perhaps you even were the one to, push this away. But either way, it shows that there is this need to have faith regarding this. So it's something that you really want to achieve. It's something you want to see happen, where you do communicate with each other and there is this happy ever after, so to speak. But also, it doesn't have to necessarily be for you guys who've been together and something's come up and, you can't be together now type of thing. It's not like, for some of you, it may not be a breakup. It could just be that someone from your past is returning and that you've really wanted this. And there might have been a lack of communication. It could have been a distance between the two of you, even physically. And a feeling of like a void in your life. This person hasn't been there. So there is this need to take shelter, take time out to go within and really suss out what those, what those higher messages are for you. Some of you might feel a little confused, a little ashamed. Uncertain is a very strong word coming through regarding this connection. There's a lot of uncertainty about, is this person coming back? Will it be okay? Is it going to pan out okay this time? And I do feel like with this, it just feels so positive. I do feel a positive energy around this, even though times might have been tense or it might be a really sad time. There is a feeling of things coming together. It's going to all fall into place if you're able to keep the faith. I just thought of that Bon Jovi song, Keep the Faith. Maybe you want to listen to that. So we've got this card here. This is the special message, which says, Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So some of you might actually feel that you aren't complete. Like I said before, there's like a void, that you're not able to move on, with your life and do other things. You kind of feel stuck. So it's saying that you can embrace joy, embrace this optimistic viewpoint, embrace that within yourself. And know that trust in your own higher guidance here and your own feelings, and don't be ashamed of those feelings either. So it really does show, we've got the love here, the love heart with the light coming out, and it just shows that with the tree and the green, there's growth here. So I feel like for you guys, you can look at this as some form of growth within yourself. How much are you learning and growing in this connection? How much have you learned, and grown in the connection, but how much have you learned and grown in yourself? So you can see how much you have just moved forward in yourself in this journey. And some of you might also feel that there's been words that have been unsaid in the connection as well, that you wish you had have said. There is a feeling of regrets here as well, and a feeling of that something was taken from you, like it's been taken back from you, like someone stepped back, or you've had to close the door for whatever reason and now you regret it. So there is this feeling of confusion and having to go within and work out, kind of get your footing and kind of see how you can be grounded in this as well, because some of you really are locked in that sadness and feel like there's no way out of this, like, oh, how can we ever get together? I just don't see this happening. This is like a feeling of, it's definitely a loss. It's a feeling like, how can we make this right? Because it's almost like two people have been quite stubborn in the connection. And I'm talking more from a viewpoint of people being together and having to separate to be able to come back together. That's more of where the messages are going with this, opposed to, someone who has someone coming back from the past and wanting that to work out. This can still be relevant to that for those of you watching who are wanting that kind of a message. But I'm more veering towards those who have been together in the past. There's been some issues perhaps, and there's looking like there will be a reconnection going on here. It's just going to take some time, some patience, and some self-work. And also, not, going within, but also surrounding yourself with people who are grounded, who are positive, who aren't getting in your ear and telling you things that are really negative. You don't want that in your life. You don't need that. So being able to be careful about who you surround yourself with. Also, watching how you speak, what your words are. The spoken word is quite powerful. So when you're affirming what it is that you want with this person, and even what you are, how you are with yourself, being able to just go kind, be kind, go easy on yourself, and it will all unfold in the end. So I hope that's helped you. Okay, if you chose reading number 2, I'm going to lay the cards out for you. Let's have a look at what this is telling us, what kind of a story is unfolding here for you guys. All right, so first up, we've got angel protection. And sorry guys, I can't pick it up. So what I'm doing is I'm reading all different cards. I'm not going in any order, just because I'm directed to certain ones for the message. So we've got give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So there is a situation right now for you guys who have chosen this where you might be in two minds. We've got the 2 of thought, which means a decision has to be made regarding what pathway you're going to go down regarding a connection. Are you going to leave, or are you going to go? Are you going to stay, or are you going to go? Is this going to be something you want to work on, or is it going to be forgotten about? Putting it in the past. Some of you might be feeling really unsure, really confused about this situation. Like there are definite feelings there, but you're both fearful. And for you reading, like that I'm reading for here, are perhaps more afraid of stepping forward and giving yourself again to this person. So the two have thought, your angels have noticed that you're not moving forward. You have multiple options that you're reviewing, and you seem to be unable to choose. Ask your angels for signs as to what direction to take, or just listen to your own inner voice. Deep down, you know what to do. Angels are protecting this connection. It seems like it's quite a sacred union. You do have a very special connection, but for whatever reason, there has been some issues, and it does feel to me that you're feeling that this is not necessarily a closed chapter with this person right now. The world is reversed. The world is your oyster. It's the journey. It's the completion. It's the cycle. Being reversed, however, it just shows that there is no completion as yet with this particular journey. And so there is still more to explore with this. There's a need to, gain clarity to be able to even work out what is this even about, because some of you are questioning, what is this connection? What does it really mean? You're so much in your mind space rather than your intuition at this stage. So it is confusing. But it's also saying that, there are many lessons involved in this for you as well. So it feels to me that there is this holding on, even if you're not together physically, energetically, there is this feeling of being connected really strongly. And, it's almost like it's a sacred union. The angels are protecting this. There is some kind of a heavenly kind of celestial magic around this. It does feel really... it goes beyond the normal love, lust, whatever it is. There's definitely something quite deep here. And so you could call it a twin flame or a soulmate connection. It's very sacred. But there's definitely a feeling like that it is protected. We've got the wings around you as well here. This is talking about angels for giving signs in what direction to take, because there is this confusion, and it seems like a bit of a darkness here as well, not being able to see your way or be guided through this as well. So it's about being able to trust in your higher wisdom, trust in the angelic wisdom within yourself anyway, regarding what you can do. Call upon your higher guidance, call upon those deceased loved ones or whoever you believe in to come in and assist with this, because it does feel to me that, from what I'm reading, is that you don't really want to let it go. You just don't know if it can actually work out. So there's no doubt about the feelings that are there, but it's about whether it can work or not. Is it worth going back to? Is it worth working on and putting the effort into this to give it another chance, basically? And you're in unknown territory, so you are exactly where you need to be. So you might be feeling like, I really don't feel comfortable, kind of like being stuck and being in the middle and 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or the other person might have that with you as well. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling because you're not settled in yourself, you're not settled in the connection. It may be that you are, either you or the other person are seeking other relationships, or other connections, and it's kind of like a confusing time for you guys. So it's unknown territory. There's the wisdom of the owl coming through. So even in times of uncertainty and having no clarity, being in that kind of dark journey, like it can feel like a darkness, like a dark night of the soul type thing, there is this wisdom coming through. So there is like the light coming through, and you just need to be able to trust that. So yes, you might feel stuck, you're not moving forward, but there's definitely going to be a time. This is a time for you to go within and just accept it for what it is. It's part of the process. Sometimes we stop and start. Sometimes we just don't. It's a time for inaction, even though a decision has to be made. First, you need to be able to just feel your way through this and just be aware that, okay, we're at this standstill. Nothing's sort of progressing forward just yet. I need to get myself right. I need to gain some clarity before I can make a decision and jump in. So sometimes we don't like not being in control. We need to know what's going on, but deep down you might feel, okay, this connection is protected. there is a strong love here, or strong feelings, and there's enough here to keep going and to try and make it work. So it says here, your special message, it says, be aware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So you're both reflecting, mirroring each other in some way. It may be that you both have some kind of an issue with the other person, and it's very similar to your issue. So if you're having an issue with someone, they might be having an issue with you, and you're both at that stubborn point where you're both at loggerheads with one another, and none of you are budging. Like, both of you are not budging in this. So it's like, okay, ultimatums are given, or, you know, if this person doesn't do this, then I'm out type thing. And so it could be that it's about being able to negotiate somehow, and being able to realize that what we see in ourselves, we see in other people, and vice versa. So being able to focus on the positives as well, and being able to realize that there are lessons involved for both of you. And sometimes you do need to have a break. Sometimes it has to be that point in time where you go into that dark night of the soul, try and work it out, internalize a little bit, self-reflect, like it's a self-inquiry, and what you're doing is going within and trying to work out what it is you feel opposed to what it is you know. And what you feel might be very different to what you know. So what I mean by that is that if you feel love, but you've got all this confusion going on about whether to move forward, you know, this will come about for you. You'll start to realize, well, you will start to realize, but at the same time, I think you need to go with your feelings on this as well. You need to learn through this and discern what is your fear or your stubbornness, you know, and what is it that you really want? What do you really feel for this person? Is it worth, you know, is it worth losing this over? And it could be, for some of you, I'm tuning into this, is that your other half has addictions. I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. There's addictions that they're trying to overcome, or something they're doing that you have found really hard to deal with, and you're really at a point of turmoil because you love this person, you want to be strong for this person, you want to be there for them, but you also have been ready to walk away. And so that's that foot in, one foot out. And so it's a feeling of this person needing to have angel protection, to have that heavenly protection around them, because you may not necessarily be able to give that kind of protection that this person really needs around themselves, you know. So there's also that aspect coming in as well, that it's almost like you don't have a choice. Like, you can't choose to walk away from somebody that you love and that you're trying to be compassionate towards, but at the same time are trying to put your foot down on something as well. And that'll just resonate with some of you with that message there. But it is very much about being able to see it from another person's angle, like from your person's angle too, being able to see it objectively, what's going on in the connection, because at the moment you might only be seeing what's going on and what you're feeling within yourself. So what you're feeling might be overwhelming, opposed to, you know, knowing what to do in this as well. So there will be clarity coming to you if you're able to go within and just trust in this process of silence, perhaps, or darkness, or this feeling of, this time of reflection, and just being able to trust in your own self, trust that you are strong enough to make the right decision for yourself, let alone both of you. So I hope that's helped you. Okay, if you chose reading number 3, we're going to have to take a look at all the cards here, lay them all out so it tells a story. And I'm going to read them as I'm directed to, where am I? Yes, I think it's got to be this way. Yes, so I'm going to have a look. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. There's cars flying down the road. So let's have a look here. We've got I Love You, we've got Honeymoon, we've got Angel of Strength reversed, we've got the Letting Go card here, which is the Death card, Release, an Impasse, and this one. Right, so let's have a look. I love you is a strong message coming through. So there is love around this connection, no doubt about it. This person loves you. And so there's also this feeling of not having enough strength, not being strong, not having courage, not being bold. Something has happened in this connection where you haven't been able to let go of something, or somebody in the connection is not letting go of something. It's like they're hitting a brick wall. There's some obstacles to overcome in this connection, and that is perhaps what is going on, is that, you know, you are going to let go of this. You are going to yes, what I'm getting. Sometimes you don't have to be strong as in like bold and out there aggressively, right? It's sometimes strength to come at something through kindness, to let go of something, to surrender. That is where true strength can lie in a connection within yourself, is when you don't have to be right all the time, or when you can let go of something and not try and control it in a certain way. So it could be that in the past you might have been very strict on yourself. You might have been very strict in relationships of exactly how it's meant to be and how this has to go, etc., and how this must pan out, or how this person needs to be, etc. And it's about accepting someone's flaws. You know, nobody is perfect. There's a lot of imperfections. But at the same time, it's loving that person perfectly for who they are. So this angel of strength is not necessarily a weakness being reversed. It is actually a strength in being able to let go of that aggressive drive, needing things to be a certain way or having to take control. It's about letting things flow. It's about also trusting that when obstacles do arise, that you can steer yourselves in a new direction. Being able to sacrifice things sometimes in order to find that flow again in the connection, and being able to let go of the past. So releasing the past can seem like a challenge. It says, but it can also be liberating. Your angels will help you let go so that you can fly higher than ever before. Endings always herald new beginnings. Choose to allow this situation to lead you to a more joyful life. Change your life by changing your thoughts. And this is interesting because this could actually be your mind. It could be that you've had to reflect in yourself and learn some aspect of yourself where you have become stronger with the lessons, and realize that, okay, you're not going to limit yourself anymore within a connection, within a person, within a relationship with your loved one, with another person. So you do love this person, they do love you. And there is this feeling of a honeymoon phase coming in with this. It's almost like a renewal. If this is a connection you've had before, I'm talking about here, if this is an actual existing connection, which it looks like it is, there is this feeling of renewal in the connection and enjoying the bliss of holiday time together. So it's almost like a fresh start. But honeymoons can also be a celebration of the love you share, of the union. And so, you might actually literally go away somewhere together, on water even. It could be overseas, it could be on a boat, it could be a cruise, anything. It could be anything around water. It doesn't have to be, but that's just what's coming up here. So it could be time away. You might go for a weekend away. You might spend some time together where you're just putting the focus on one another and not the issues. Being able to surrender and let go of something. That's what it looks like, that either you're doing that or the other person is doing that, because it could be either, okay? The energy is right here. It could be either of you doing this, but it's going to work out for both of you, it looks like, if somebody is able to just let go of something once and for all and not hold on to it so strongly like one of you have done in the past. Now let's have a look at your special message. And it says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. This is interesting. So at times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. And this is so interesting because we've just been speaking about this. Sometimes we just have to accept a person for who they are, or a situation for what it is. And we do have the choice to change our way of looking at something or reacting to something. And we do have a choice to let go and to embrace that peace within ourselves, within the connection, enjoying it for what it is rather than holding on to resentments or pain or stubbornness. That's the thing here as well. And this could be relevant to some of you that might be dealing with a Leo. You could be a Leo. That's just a separate message coming through. You don't have to be those. But if you or your partner is a Leo. This is a significant message for those of you. So it looks to me like over the next, over the next 6 months, there can definitely be this feeling of releasing something finally and just letting it go and enjoying yourselves, enjoying each other's time and having fun together and, finding that inner peace within yourselves and that bliss. And I think this is beautiful. So I hope that's helped you. Hi guys, if you chose reading number 4, I'm going to lay out the cards, see what they're saying to you. What's the storyline here? I'm going to lay them all out and just see. Okay, what have we got? All right, first up we've got new love. So this could be a new love entering into your life and rebuilding yourself, it could be rebuilding an existing connection and that it feels new, like there's a fresh slate. Or it could be that you're rebuilding yourself for a new love. So there is this feeling of reinventing oneself or being able to strengthen in some way, rebuild something, and bring in a new energy. And it may also just be the existing connection where you're rebuilding this, what am I saying here? Could be time apart that you've had from each other, that you're now coming back together and strengthening the bond. Or it could just be that you really have put so much time and energy into your own well-being that you're now ready to embark on a journey with somebody and have this strong tower of, this strong structure in this relationship. Strong foundation even. So we've got here Archangel Michael, first chakra reversed. This is the base chakra, the root chakra. It's all about vitality. It's our career. It's our survival. It's vibrancy. It also speaks of passion and inspiration. And being reversed, it might feel that for some of you, you might have felt quite drained of energy. And it's almost like I do feel that there is this ability to come from a place of, optimism. Because it looks to me like some of you might have had a journey in the past, whether it was with somebody else or with the same person we're talking about here, that sometimes it's hard to have the courage to move forward into something as well. But we do have the Sun card coming up here, which is positive recognition. So this is so interesting as well, because I feel like this person, you've known them before. So as I said, if it's an existing connection, there's definitely this positive connection coming in again, like reconnecting with this person. But it also can be that if it is somebody new coming in, that you just feel like you've known them for a very long time. There's like a familiarity with this person, like you know their soul kind of thing. And so it says, congratulations, your plans have worked out perfectly and now it's your time to shine. Brilliant new ideas will present themselves to you and success is all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. Be open to unexpected opportunities. So this is just so beautiful because this is a new opportunity coming in. And you can see the knight here, I think it is, kind of kneeling down to her. So it definitely shows that there is this feeling of somebody coming in and wanting to make something work. He wants to, in this case, he wants to prove something to her, wants her acceptance in something or wants to offer something and have her accept it. So it looks to me like there is this bold energy coming through, even though it's reversed and shows that, okay, it takes courage and it might be scary. There is this strong, a strong need to rebuild this. It's a desire. It's a strong desire to rebuild this because you deep down feel this energy that it is beautiful, it is positive, it is strong, and it is, what's the word I'm thinking of? It can be very fun. It doesn't have to all be serious, even though this kind of thing takes work and effort. It's fun, it's exciting. And we've got here, Journey by Moonlight. So this, a few messages coming through in this actually. This is a very social kind of energy. You might meet this person, somewhere at night, at a nighttime event. Could be musical, it could be a gathering, could be anywhere, but it's saying believe in magic. And so it shows me that there's the extroverted kind of energy going on here, but it's also the introspective energy. So it's the feminine and the masculine energies coming through here. So there's a balance in energies here. And what I see is that this connection, whether it be a new connection entirely, or there's someone coming in to your life again, or or an existing partner that you're just kind of rebuilding stuff with again, it just shows that there's so many good times to be had together, and it feels fresh and it feels new. And for those of you who have already known each other before, it's going to be built from a place of values and love and respect this time. So it feels like there is this whole new energy coming through. Now let's have a look at what your message is here. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Wow. So this person who's coming in, this is a very deep connection. Like, I know it feels all light with this kind of energy, but this is a very deep connection. This person has love for you in their soul. And especially if this is an existing connection where you've known this person, there is definitely this very strong bond here, and they want to come in and work with you on this. They want to come in with balance. They want to come in with that less, well, it's an interesting thing I'm picking up, with less aggression. It's almost like there might have been frustrations or frustrations going on within this person or the connection where it just got to a point, a boiling point, and it had to you had to separate for whatever reason, and now you're restarting again. That's for those of you who are in an existing connection that's coming back together. And it's time for this relationship to shine now. It's time to validate the relationship. It's time to bring it to light. And what that means is that there's a time to be transparent now for both of you. Be open and honest with one another finally. And that's what it looks like is going to happen in the next 6 months, that there is this building this life together again and bringing in this new energy of positivity and optimism. And even though it's hard work, it's going to be exciting. And there is this deep love going on here. It's interesting because even though this person may not have been able to express themselves to you or communicate this love to you, they want you to know that that's what they feel. And so some of them might come forward and actually express this to you, because it feels like something has shifted within them as well as you. So there has been some growth in this between the two of you. Like on each of your journeys, there's been some growth here. And this is even for those of you in a new connection, that they've had stuff they're learning from their past. You've learned stuff from your past. And there's a very strong love here, like soul to soul. You just know each other. Your souls know each other. There might be some common interest that keeps you together. So interesting, because you might be so different yet so alike in so many ways. And I definitely feel like a yin-yang kind of energy going on here. So there's definitely that duality, of dark and light, masculine, feminine, extroverted, introverted, that kind of thing. So there's definitely this duality going on with the energies there. But it's going to balance out, it looks like. And as long as you can respect and accept each other's differences, but it can work that way. It can work. As long as you're open and transparent with one another. And that's what that message is. So I hope that's helped you. Okay, if you chose reading number 5, I'm going to lay out the cards, see what they say for you. This is the story. Let's see what's unfolding here for you. Interesting, we got the door closed and saying, not this time. this might not be this time to jump into this relationship, like a heavily committed relationship. It may not be the right time just yet. That's not to say that you can't be moving towards something or, connect with someone, but it might not be the right time to go into something that you just jump right into and open your heart right up to right now, because there is a need to release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And you might be looking at this thinking, I've already released my ex. Some of you might. But what this means is that there's still energy that you're carrying into a new connection, or an existing one. It could be an existing connection at the moment that you're in, or that you're in now, that there are some issues coming up, releasing past pain or past resentments, lessons, challenges, burdens, that kind of thing, trauma. There's something going on here where there's some healing needed, healer of the ages. There's definite healing needed in you, in this connection right now. And for some of you, you might have been resisting this for some time, or being in denial about it, because, have we got that one? No. Because you might have thought you had already released something, but there's like something might trigger this up within you within the next 6 months, where you thought you'd dealt with something and you're realizing that there's still some healing to do. And it's not to say that this is a door closed to this chapter or to this connection with this person right now. It just means that there's time that needs to be taken. Like, you need to take some time out to deal with this and heal from this. So you could still be with somebody, but it might just be progressing very slowly at a certain level, because of this stuff here. And being a door closed, like a closed door, it could be significant, or it might represent that door to your heart that is closed to the person you're with now. If this is an existing or new connection, you might be closed off and not opening up yourself up entirely, because there are still things to deal with there. And it may also be that if you're not with somebody right now, but you have had a breakup, and this is what you're asking about here, is this person who could technically be an ex. It's saying that it's not time to reconnect with that person, because there's healing to be done. So we have the messenger of thought. You're really in your thought space right now, your mind space, because you're analyzing, you're going over things. So it says a new A new topic or intellectual project is really exciting for you. There's so much to learn before you feel ready to move forward. New information may require changes to your plans. Review all documents carefully. Will meet or are someone who loves to learn and share knowledge. This person is brilliant and truthful, but also blunt and not very diplomatic. So it may be that you're so much in your mind space right now, and it might be that you just feel like you're just not ready to deal with something, but you might know that you need to deal with something, but you might not feel ready to deal with something just yet. So we know with this kind of thing, it's a process. So with this, there has to come, first of all, acknowledgement and acceptance, and then the decision has to be made to heal, to work on your healing, to let go of this person. And it may be that you pen something down. You might actually grab a notepad or an email, whatever it is, and write down a letter to this person. Even if you don't send it to them, but you're writing it down to express all the things you may not have been able to say, to get this pain off your chest, to be able to become softer in yourself rather than hardened and bitter. Because that's not what you want to carry with you into a new connection. But you don't want to carry it into an old connection if you want to reconnect either. So, this is definitely what's going on. You're very much in your thought space, your mind space. You are going over and over this stuff within yourself, which is not helping you to let go of it. If anything, it's allowing it to fester within you. It's like an open wound, even though it's shut door, but it's like an open wound that you're feeding through your negative thinking. And as I said before, acceptance is key. When you are able to accept things for what they are right now and be truthful to yourself, that is when true healing can occur. You have to want it though. You have to be able to make a choice. And some of you might feel like it is so overwhelming and that to let go is going to bring up so much pain. And it might. But do you really want to hold on to it forever and just close that door and just, it's almost like all of the issues, the pain, the stuff you don't want to deal with is hidden away in a closet somewhere and just shoved in a closet and the door's shut and you probably locked it away, but it's still there. So it's about being able to have the courage to step forward and open that door and face what needs to be released. And as I said before, it can actually help to write down a letter to somebody. I think it's John Gray from the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus book. I think it's Dr. John Gray, who said that if you can write a letter to someone stating, that you want to share your deepest feelings with them, this is one where you don't send it to them, by the way. But you write down, first of all, what you're angry about. And you could write pages and pages on this. It depends. Everyone's different. Or you might write a paragraph, but you're feeling that anger and you're letting it out onto paper, and you might swear and you might, put the pen so hard on the paper that you put holes in it. Whatever. If you're angry, get it out. Get it out. Then you move on to fear. What are you afraid of? Oh, what are you afraid of in this connection? What are you afraid of that you might feel, or whatever it is? Are you afraid of feeling something? Are you afraid of losing something? Whatever it might be, what are you afraid of? And then you can move into sadness. But between each one, you've got to pause. You've got to take a pause and take a few breaths to move into the emotion of the next part. And so then you write down what you're sad about and you just tap into that emotion and you let it all out. And if you have to cry your eyes out, you do it. Grab some tissues, whatever you need to do. Get it out. Get it out. So you write down all the things that you're sad about and really tap into that, because that's the part that needs to come out, because behind anger is hurt. So sometimes we think anger is the key emotion that we feel, when really deep down we're angry. We're angry because we're hurt. And so the hurt has to be dealt with, because that's the most scariest part to deal with, is the hurt, because we don't want to feel sad. We don't want to feel broken. But it takes courage to face that. And if you're able to move through that and work through that, you can come out feeling so much better. And it will be released from you, your chest, that heaviness. And then you move into love. So there's anger. You move into regret, I meant to say. You move into regret. You write down all the things that you feel regretful for, or over, or what you're sorry for, anything like that. And then you move into love. So it's going to be hard for some of you, and for some of you it won't be. But to move into love is about that unconditional love. It's that unconditional place that you come into. It's the compassion, what you really feel for this person, besides all the other crap that's in the way. What do you really feel? Do you love them as a person? Is there certain things about them that are positive? You know, that's where you can come into it. You might even start writing things about yourself that you love. So with this can come this healing and this rainbow after this storm. I see it as an emotional storm. That's how I've always described what goes on inside of us when we're going through this crazy shit of pain and turmoil. You know, it's an emotional storm. There's instability in this, you know, emotionally. And it's, you know, with this door being shut, sometimes it's control. It's like controlling it and keeping it all locked away somewhere. And that's not going to do any good because it all comes to the surface eventually. And then you're going to get sick. You know, sometimes keeping this within and not allowing things to flow means that you're holding energy within yourself that's going to, it doesn't have to, but sometimes it can manifest into physical ailments. Okay. But if you're able to do this and get through this healing, go see a counselor, go see a holistic therapist, whatever it is you need to do, go into water. You know, whatever you need to do as a therapeutic activity, you go and do that. And after the storm comes the rainbow blessings. So blessings will shower into your life. You will see that, you know, the sunshine shining again. You'll see the light. Shining again within yourself, you'll feel lighter and you'll be vibrant and moving forward either into a new connection, or you might not even want to go back to somebody. It may not even be that you want to go back, but you know you're carrying something that's affecting you from moving forward. There's so many ways of looking at this depending on your circumstance. Now let's have a look at this card here is your special message. It says, only time will tell. So in other words, it's up in the air, depending on what you choose to do. You are the creator of your reality. Nobody else has this control over you. It might feel like it, but you have the power to change and transform yourself, your life. Your energy can change. Your mindset can change. You just have to make the choice to do so. And it may not come clear straight away, but you just got to take that one step forward. And it could just be that you finally come to realize that I need to let something go once and for all. It might even be an old value within yourself. You'll come to many realizations within yourself once you start to break down the barriers, break down the chains to this door here. Okay, so I know this is a heavy message for some of you, but this is what's come through. I feel like some of you really needed to hear this today. And don't forget, there's positives at the end of this. There are positives. And some of you need to get out. Some of you need to get outside. Stop being a hermit. Go outside. Go traveling. Go on an adventure. Go outside. Go hiking. Whatever. Go into the ocean. You need to get out. You need to get moving. And some of you may want to go on a holiday just to clear your mind, get out of a particular situation that is causing you confusion, or it's just not giving you clarity. You need to get out of it physically. So I hope that's helped you guys. Okay, if you chose reading number 6, we're going to have a look at what's going on with your energy, your story, for your connection. Going to have a look here. So this is looking pretty cool. We've got reconciliation. Beautiful. 2 people coming back together. This could be someone from the past coming back into your life. Well, it looks like it. Someone that you already know. But sometimes I go a step further and I say that sometimes our souls, you know, when we have a contract before coming here, we can choose to meet up again with people, with certain souls. It's just a belief system that some people have. So it can be that you have somebody enter into your life that you feel, that you know that you've come back home to. Or it may be an existing connection where there's been time apart and there's just this reconnecting again. And it is so strong, guys, because this chemistry is so strong here. There's a magnetic attraction going on here that is just, you cannot get away from it. You cannot get away from this. It's like so strong. It's a magnetic attraction going on. So it's like, even if you do have time apart, it's like bang, you know, you're coming back together again. It's just almost inevitable in some way. That's the feeling that's coming through. I know saying that sounds a bit weird because we all have free will and choices, etc. And it's not saying that, oh my God, you've got no choice but to be together. But the chemistry is so strong that it is like this pull towards one another. You're drawn to each other. So we've got the angel of balance. It's knocking you both off kilter. It's almost like coming back together is causing a disturbance in each other's lives, but it's a good disturbance, okay? It's a good one because there's a successful completion. So it feels like, I feel, individually, you guys have gone through a journey. So whether this is someone new coming into your life that you just don't know or have only briefly met or whatever it is, or someone that you have had connections with, had a break apart, now coming back together, there is this definite feeling of coming to a place of full growth within each other's lives, within yourselves, because it shows that they're on a journey, you're on a journey, and even being apart, having known each other and being apart, going and finding yourselves kind of thing. It's exciting. It's attractive to the other person as well, that you've grown in yourself or that you're a confident person in yourself. And even if you're not a confident person in yourself, there's something about you, about your soul, about who your personality is, what your personality is, who you are as a person, that just draws them in. And it's not about superficial stuff here. I'm talking about this deep knowing, a deep feeling that you can't even describe actually. There is this feeling, like just a knowing, just a feeling when you're together that it's comfortable, but not comfortable in a way of, okay, it's just, there's this complacency to it. It feels to me that there is a very strong feeling like it's familiar. I can't talk tonight. It's familiar to you. You know this person, you know their soul. It's almost like, in some way, it's like the two souls coming together form this circle. It's the union of two coming together. And with this, it feels like a successful completion also, not just individually, but also coming together. So it's a time of incredible accomplishment. You're justified in feeling joy, a sense of completion and pride in the amazing job you've done. You've been blessed with many spiritual insights. Soon you'll begin a new journey, but for now take time to bask in the happiness of your dreams coming true, or bask in the happiness of your dreams coming true. It's going to take some courage to move forward into this. So taking action with passion is not hard. For you guys, it's not hard because this chemistry is already there. It's strong. It's so strong. But because it's so strong and it is causing this imbalance in your lives or even within yourselves temporarily, because it's like, whoa, this energy is full on. And there might be a feeling of just having to keep each other at a little bit of a distance because it's so strong. You need to be able to take a step back and go, whoa, what's going on here? How are we going to move forward in this as we are now new people or whatever it is, Because it is a reconnection. You might be very different in some ways as to how you were, that's if they know you already. But if it's a new person coming in, and this strong connection is still going to be an imbalance in your life. It's still going to cause very positive feelings, obviously. But it's going to make you question, how can I fit this person into my life? This person means so much to me and I want to spend more time with this person. I want to build a life with this person. But how can I kind of make it all happen into the strong structure I've already built into my life already? And, I don't feel there's a doubt or a fear of this other person rocking that. I don't feel that is what it is. It's more about the how can this happen. I want it to happen and I'm going to make it happen, but the how-tos, So it does take some courage to also come forward and, make this work. I'm just having a look. It takes courage to share your life with somebody else, especially if you're feeling complete in your own life. If you've worked hard on yourself, if you've both worked hard on yourselves and you're now meeting this person or, reconciling with somebody, it's kind of like, shit, this is a bit scary in some ways because as much as I feel this, you know, sometimes things can be exciting but damn scary at the same time. And it's a good fear, but at the same time, it's still a fear. So there's courage to be had with this. It's courage, you know, you need to be courageous in stepping forward into this, and you need to know, or that, you know, it looks like you will know that this is it for you. This is it. This is the person for you. So your life might feel like it's just kind of turned upside down, but in a good way. So it might be that you feel this person, you can't get them off your mind. You start to look at life a little differently now that they're in it. And, you know, there's a feeling that there is now this completion in your life. It's not saying that they complete you, because you're already complete. But it's a feeling that, okay, it's like that when you have a happy sigh. It's like when you go, oh, yeah, everything's fallen into place now. That's it. It's all perfect. That's the feeling. Okay, so what's your special message here? So it says, what are we looking at? Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Now, this is interesting because what it's saying, especially for those who've known each other before and if there have been issues, okay, it means that there's been a journey. It means that you've seen each other's darker sides, you know. There's a strength and boldness coming back into this, and that's beautiful, this energy, and it's so lovely. And sometimes it can feel like the honeymoon phase, you know, where it's just love and it's just they sweep you off your feet type thing. And not to say and not to discredit, the feelings are there and they're real, but sometimes it can just feel like that we don't kind of look at the things that still need working on. So yes, this is beautiful, but there's still going to be challenges along the way. It's not going to be a perfect relationship. So in other words, it's saying, you know, in the past, if there has been criticism, realizing that, okay, there have been hurts. There have been hurts, but you've both grown in yourselves and able to come forward and make this work, you know. And it's saying love and accept each other as you are. So it could be also showing you that, okay, no relationship's perfect, no person is perfect. There will be times when this person pisses you off. and vice versa, right? So it's like, okay, there's so much love and you know each other, it's home and the soulmate twin flame thing, whatever it is. You know, this is strong and there's no doubt about it. The love's there, the passion's there. But there's going to be times where you piss each other off. And so it's about saying, okay, you love this person for who they are in this light when everything's beautiful. Are you going to love them when things go wrong? Are you still going to be strong for this person when things go wrong? And it looks to me like, because the strength that both of you have within yourselves, you've become so strong in yourselves individually. You know, so it could be that you're both quite strong personalities coming into this as well in certain areas of your life. And it may be that you're both very stubborn in some way. You're also stubborn and you might, you know, come up against each other at times. But instead of, I should say, criticizing one another and pointing the finger at each other and blaming one another and all that kind of stuff that occurs, it's about being able to work through that now. Because you've worked through your own stuff, you know, some of you will still be working through stuff. It's not like it's ever finished, but there is a sense of completion within yourselves that you've come to a new chapter now. And so starting this new chapter together again will bring up triggers. There'll be certain things that will come up, but you've got to face them with courage. And even if things feel like they've turned upside down, stand together strong and deal with it through love and acceptance, okay? And that's where things can magically transform for you guys and just be beautiful. So I hope that's helped you. Love and blessings.